Sure. Well, this, my friends, is a mess. It's all dead oak. There's the monster right there. Whatever that is. Codominant, maybe 4.5 feet diameter if you were to measure that out properly. Set the bucket truck up just the way I like it, back right up. 4, 5, 6, 8, whatever feet that is from the base of the tree. And I was on a spot of the tree. There was nothing right over my head here. Not a single rope piece was roped out here. And very few undercuts. Actually, there was only one undercut. Look at this. That's a straight cut straight through and a rip cut on that. That's a rip cut over there. The other end of that is rip cut. And here's a snap cut here. And there's a snap cut there. And there's a rip cut there. 2 rip cuts on the end of that codon right there. See if we can see that. Do you see those 2 rip cuts right there? And a rip cut behind it right there. There's a rip cut. So a lot of these guys are, whatever they are, 10, 12 feet long. This thing's probably 15 or close to it right here. And so that's some pretty sizable wood. That's some weighted wood. And a lot of it had a good bit of lean to it. There's another rip cut right there. And so, and actually that branch right there, I left whole. Let's see where that is, if I can see this on camera here. Yeah, no, that one there. That one there. Go out there. That branch come down in one piece all the way out there. And there's another long one too. Look at the size of that thing. That's got tips on it as well. So, why was I able to do that? And to be honest with you, in this bucket, from the time I rolled up this driveway, the mats were already set up here when I got here. Less than an hour cutting, including setting the bucket up. From the time I set the bucket up to the time I came down, less than an hour. And those 2 branches I couldn't get because I'm going to have to rope them out. But everything else on the ground. And look, you know what else is missing here? Where do you see a little pie cut? There'd be like 50, 100 pie cuts someone had to pick up if you were making notches. And that cutting would take you so much longer. The only notch I used on this entire tree is right there. And I was trying to swing that piece off of that little Jap maple right there. You can see that. And another kind of long branch that landed in between the holly here and the Jap maple over here. And here's what it looks like from over here. Yeah, that one's hanging over the oak, and this guy here is definitely hanging over this Jap maple. So I had to leave them for now. But this guy was into the oak too. I just pieced him out, all the little tiny cuts like that. But you can see some of these are, this is pretty big wood here. Now you got to know what you're doing. If you don't make these cuts properly, you could barber chair and you could kill yourself. That's why they probably tell you never always make an undercut, always make an undercut. Because if you don't make an undercut, you can end up dying. But I do have a handle on this stuff, and I did have to think quite oftentimes, like, well, if I cut this tree, is it going to barber chair on me, and then how I was going to handle that. Having a sharp saw also helps, because sometimes some of these smaller pieces, you can if it starts to crack and snap, you can just keep cutting, and you'll cut right through the barber chair. This guy here, look how long this guy is. That whole limb, all the way out to these tips here. Took that in one cut there, and it had a good bit of lean to it, believe me. No notch. There's a snap cut for you right there. Bunch of other snap cuts here. Let's see if we got other snap cuts. And flush cuts, straight cuts. There's a snap cut for you. Flush cut right there. That's just a straight with a rip through it. And it's all lined up. I'm all ready for cleanup tomorrow. Woo! God, thank God I'm not here tomorrow. But it's an efficient way of cutting trees. An hour in this tree to put all this wood on the ground. Let me see you do that if you're making every cut with an undercut or a notch. It's not going to happen. You're not even going to be close. And it's fun. But you got, like I say, you got to know what you're doing. I guess I shouldn't be recommending it. I'm just showing you what's possible. Unless you really got a handle on this stuff, you got to experiment. You got to understand barber chair. That is for damn sure. Before you try to make any kind of moves like that. And what causes a barber chair, when a piece is likely to barber chair, all that. And of course, if you're on rope and saddle, no way are you going to make those flush cuts, those rip cuts, because that, if your rope or your lanyard is underneath the cut, no, you can't do it. People die. So again, that's why they tell you not to do it, because if you don't know what you're doing, you can end up killing yourself. So, I don't know. What do you think? Should I even bother showing this stuff, or so I'm going to get people in trouble? Or am I showing what's possible? Are we trying to looking for a paradigm shift here in the way trees are cut? Who knows what's going to happen down the road here? But this is the way I do it. What do you guys think? Leave a comment. I always appreciate the likes. Helps the YouTube logarithm. And we'll be back tomorrow with a rope. Get the rest of that tree out. Thanks for watching.